And when I look at Coco, I had a chance, obviously, to go to Roland Garros. I was at the French Open. She worked so hard every single match to get to the finals. And I just love the fact that she has not only the will to win, the fight to win. What I loved also is how she just takes the high road, no matter what. We all have heard the comments from Sabalenka, her negativity, talking about Coco wasn't better than her, that Coco didn't beat her, that she lost the match because of her errors. But I just want to say, when you mess with the bull, you get the horn.
Lisa Leslie just stepped into the tennis world and set it ablaze, and nobody saw it coming. One sharp, no-nonsense statement from the WNBA legend has the entire sports world talking. It all started when Aryna Sabalenka tried to downplay Coco Gauff's big win with one of the most dismissive comments of the year, claiming her loss wasn't because of Gauff, but entirely due to her own mistakes. Normally, athletes might let a remark like that slide, but this time, someone with true championship pedigree heard it and decided enough was enough.
I think today I didn't really handle myself quite well, mentally, I would say. So basically that's it. I was just making unforced errors. Like, I don't know, I have to check the statistics. I think she won the match not because she played incredible, just because I made all of those mistakes from, like, if you look from the outside, kind of like from an easy balls.
Lisa Leslie, who followed every step of Coco Gauff's run at the French Open, didn't hold back. She called out exactly why Sabalenka's remarks weren't just dismissive, but part of a growing pattern of disrespect. But this wasn't just about one match, one comment, or one disappointed competitor. It was something deeper, a tension that's been building for months. What made Sabalenka's words sting wasn't just the tone, it was how familiar they felt. Coco has faced this same energy from multiple top players. Instead of crediting her when she outplays them, they reach for excuses, off days, unforced errors, lost rhythm, as if Coco had nothing to do with her own success. Even as she climbed to world number 3, players like Iga Swiatek and Elena Rybakina promoted themselves as the big three, acting as if Coco didn't exist. It wasn't an accident. It was a deliberate message about who they believed deserved the spotlight and who didn't. And this behavior isn't a one-time occurrence. It happens every time Coco beats someone they think she shouldn't.
And what I love about Coco is that she can't say anything, but these women have come after her, whether it's been Sabalenka, Iga, Rybakina. They've made comments, even when Coco was actually number 3 in the world, they talked about them being the big 3. So every turn she has to face not just her opponent, but the ridicule from her.
The pattern was clear. Whenever Coco Gauff wins, suddenly everyone else has an excuse. When they win, everything's fine. Watching this repeat over and over is what pushed Lisa Leslie to speak up. She'd seen enough of the undermining, the subtle digs, the public downplaying, and she wasn't about to let another disrespectful comment slide, especially knowing how hard Coco had worked to reach that stage. But when Leslie spoke, she wasn't just another celebrity courtside at Roland Garros. She carried the authority of a 4-time Olympic gold medalist, 3-time WNBA MVP, and one of the most respected champions in women's sports. She had watched Coco fight through every match with grit and determination, refusing to fold under pressure. Leslie knows the intensity of competing at the highest level, the scrutiny, the expectations, and the way a single comment can shape the narrative around an athlete. So when Aryna Sabalenka dismissed Coco's victory as an accident, Lisa didn't stay silent. She stepped directly into the conversation, making her voice heard and shaking the entire tennis world.
You're playing against an American who's our top American. Have some respect, one, and lose with class. And I just feel like it's not right for them to try and depict her as someone who she's only barely winning because we're not playing our best. Guess what? We all lace up and you got to play your best. If it's a championship and we all get there, on championship day, you still got to play your best. It doesn't matter about what the stats said last week and how you got there. Show up that day and play your best. And because Sabalenka didn't play her best, she decided to take the low road and try and criticize what Coco has accomplished. But I just want Coco to know, as we all have shared and shown our love, that we in America, we support you. We're happy and we thank you the way that you carry yourself with such class and grace. And for all the other players, be careful what you say, because we're coming back after you. You don't get a chance to take down our hero. She's our hero, and we're so happy in celebrating Coco Gauff.
From Lisa Leslie's perspective, Coco didn't just play well. She earned every win with discipline, focus, and heart. Leslie watched her battle through each round, displaying a maturity far beyond her years, and that made Sabalenka's dismissive comments look even more absurd. Lisa saw the bigger picture. This wasn't about one loss or one interview. It was a repeated pattern of top players refusing to give Coco the respect she had rightfully earned. And if no one else in the tennis world was going to call it out, Lisa would. Her presence alone demanded attention. The moment she spoke, the conversation shifted from routine tennis drama to a serious discussion about sportsmanship, ego, and jealousy. Her words hit harder because they came from someone who had lived it, a champion who had earned everything she ever achieved. And what she said next, that's what really shook the room. Leslie didn't just criticize the attitude. She targeted Sabalenka's excuse directly, leaving no sugarcoating. Her message was clear, sharp, and unmissable. If you mess with the bull, you get the horns. And in this case, the horns were a reality check Sabalenka clearly wasn't ready for. Lisa Leslie called out exactly what everyone else had been thinking but was too hesitant to say. Dismissing Coco Gauff's performance wasn't just petty, it was classless. She made it clear that Sabalenka didn't lose because of her own errors. She lost because Coco forced them. That's what elite athletes do. They apply pressure, change the pace, disrupt rhythm, and expose weaknesses. Leslie emphasized that downplaying another player's win only highlights your own insecurity, and in Sabalenka's case, that insecurity couldn't have been more obvious, but Lisa didn't stop there. She framed Sabalenka's comment as part of a larger pattern, pointing out how multiple top players have minimized Coco's victories, acting as if her wins only happen when they play poorly, not because she plays brilliantly. Lisa had witnessed it too often to ignore, and she wasn't about to let another excuse slide, disrespect disguised as self-critique. Then she landed one of the hardest-hitting lines of her message. Coco always takes the high road, no matter what, immediately putting her miles ahead of anyone trying to tear her down. Leslie wasn't just defending Coco. She was exposing a cultural problem in the locker room, one fueled by ego, pride, and an inability to accept defeat with grace. The deeper issue, she noted, wasn't just Sabalenka's attitude. It was the double standard beneath it all. When Coco loses, nobody rushes to protect her. Nobody ever says, well, I only won because she had an off day. They credit their opponent, praise the performance, analyze the strategy. But when Coco Gauff wins, suddenly it's all about their mistakes, their rhythm being off, their errors, never about Coco's talent or execution. Lisa Leslie saw right through it and called out the uncomfortable truth. Great players don't just win because their opponents play poorly. They win because they make their opponents uncomfortable. Coco's speed, shot selection, and mental discipline in long rallies force errors. And that's the mark of a champion. Sabalenka, instead, tried to rewrite the story to protect her ego. The irony is sharp. They act like Coco had nothing to do with their mistakes, as if she wasn't applying pressure every single point. Lisa made it clear this mindset exposes a fragile ego, not a strong competitor. The hypocrisy is glaring. When top players beat Coco, nobody questions the win, nobody suggests it wasn't earned. But when Coco defeats them, excuses appear like clockwork. Leslie didn't just call this out. She exposed it, forcing everyone to confront the long-running refusal to give Coco the respect she's earned. And she drove the point home even further, making it clear that this isn't just about tennis. It wasn't just about tennis. It was about protecting an American champion. Lisa Leslie didn't just defend Coco Gauff as an athlete. She defended her as a symbol of American excellence. She made it clear that whenever Coco steps onto a global stage, she's not just representing herself. She's carrying the pride of an entire country that admires how she handles herself, calm under pressure, respectful in victory, composed in defeat, and mature beyond her years. So when international players take cheap shots or try to minimize her wins, it hits differently. Lisa tapped into that immediately, reminding everyone that Coco is America's top player, and with that comes a level of support others often underestimate. Her message was simple but powerful: show respect. Not because Coco demands it, but because she's earned it through years of training, fighting her way into the top tiers, winning a Grand Slam, and consistently carrying herself with grace. When Sabalenka or anyone else tries to tear that down, they aren't just targeting Coco, they are disrespecting the pride Americans have in their rising star. And then Leslie dropped the line that instantly went viral, a warning from one champion to another, clear and unmistakable. Be careful what you say, because Americans won't sit back while their rising star gets torn down. This situation is a masterclass in composure and respect. Lisa Leslie's defense of Coco Gauff wasn't just patriotic or biased. It was grounded in truth. She saw that Coco's opponents weren't critiquing her game. They were shielding fragile egos. And watching Coco repeatedly take the high road while others scrambled to excuse themselves made Leslie's message hit even harder. But the most remarkable part, Coco herself. While Sabalenka and others scrambled to rewrite the story, Coco stayed calm, focused, and quietly confident. She doesn't clap back, she doesn't get petty, and she doesn't run to the cameras. She lets her performance speak. That quiet strength makes the excuses of her critics look even weaker. Leslie captured it perfectly. Coco takes the high road every time, no matter the provocation. She knows engaging with negativity only fuels drama, and drama is exactly what those players want. Instead, she channels her energy into training, mental toughness, and her next match, all while barely in her 20s, handling grown athletes trying to justify their failures by throwing subtle and not-so-subtle jabs at her. It's respect earned, power demonstrated, and composure unmatched, and through it all, Coco Gauff remains unshakable. Instead of reacting emotionally, she stays composed, and that poise only makes her opponents look smaller. While they scramble to blame off days or their own mistakes, Coco shows the maturity of a true champion, someone who understands that wins and losses are part of the job. That contrast is brutal for the critics. Every excuse they offer makes Coco's image stronger. Every dismissive comment becomes free motivation for her to come back sharper, smarter, and even more unstoppable. But her quiet confidence isn't the only thing these players should fear. The biggest story is undeniable. Coco isn't a lucky winner or a passing threat. She's a force that's already arrived.